The Ithala Development Finance Corporation first saw the light of day in 1959. Back then it was known as the Bantu Investment Corporation, or the BIC. With the advent of democracy in the 90s, an act of legislation cemented its mandate as a development finance corporation. Today, Ithala has amassed an impressive real estate portfolio and is the biggest property owner in KZN. It has also enjoyed considerable success in capturing the great unbanked population. Coupled with this, Ithala remains an important player in the development and financing of small and black-owned business in the province. The man at the helm is Siphiwe Madondo. He cut his teeth in human resource management at local government level. Today, he is the acting group CEO of Ithala. He sat down with me to explain the bank's mandate. How does the mandatory framework for Ithala work, and if at all, how is it connected to the provincial government?
Well, the provincial government is the shareholder of Ithala Development Finance Corporation. The Act itself, it governs the activities of Ithala, what its mandate is, which is to provide financial services to the underdeveloped and previously disadvantaged people, to mobilize and train and skill people in various aspects of business management. To empower people in terms of skills transfer, business support, so that they become effective in terms of their own businesses. That's the broader aspect of the Act, which requires us that we follow that mandate. Obviously, as I'm saying, we then have the board of directors that report through the chairman of the board to the MEC, who represent the shareholder, which is the provincial government.
What are the key focus areas of Ithala today?
The key focus areas of Ithala, as I briefly touched on, one is to mobilize and finance businesses, particularly SMMEs, so that they become economically viable, and thereby create more jobs and empower people. The second one is mainly around the development of the human resources side, just to ensure that we have people that are properly skilled in business skills, that are well versed to run their own businesses and be supported, so that then they can have viable businesses. The other aspect is the whole issue of community development and development of our property portfolios, creating jobs in the various areas, which is the mandate that we're given by the Act.
As a development corporation, how do you measure your returns and how do you remain sustainable, seeing that some of your clients are very risky and those clients normal commercial banks wouldn't even think of lending to?
But then when it comes to the issue of being financially sustainable, on the other hand, then you are also expected that you must remain financially sustainable. So in our case, for instance, we use our property portfolio, because that is where we generate a lot of income. We've got industrial estates where we've got a number of businesses that are operating within our industrial estates and various areas. So we collect rentals, and that's how we make our money from that side, and also in the shopping centers that we have throughout the province. We also get our finance, obviously, from the returns that we make from the monies that we lend to our to our clients. But I must emphasize the point that we lend to the most risky group of people, because those are people that maybe your normal commercial banks would not even look at them. But because we are a developmental finance institution, then we are expected to do that. But we get, our returns from that as well, and the interest that we generate from those. But also, another big slice is that we also get grant funding from the provincial government, and then together, then those make us to remain financially sustainable, while we are then able to deliver on our developmental mandate.
I think it's also quite interesting that Ithala Bank has a strong retail presence, and you've had some successes in the great unbanked. Could you tell us about some of your successes there Lots of other banks today are jumping onto the bandwagon, but you basically are a pioneer in the unbanked sector of society. Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, we are very proud that we are actually pioneers in that area, because we the first, deposit taking institution that actually went to the most remote areas of this province and helped people to see the need to save through a banking institution. We have a network of 52 branches throughout this province. And over the past 10 years, we've, written about 1.5, million, people that have opened savings accounts with us. We have, provided home loans for those people, even in rural areas where no other commercial institution actually does. In rural areas, we talk about the PTO, the permission to occupy, where actually the house itself is not necessarily a security, because the land belongs to Inkosi or a chief, if you want to put it that way. So we are very proud that we have actually taken that, and we take a lead. But yeah, now there are a lot of other institutions that have followed suit. On the one hand, yes, we see them as a threat, but I think they also keep us on our toes, because we need to remain, focused in terms of what we want to achieve. And I think over the years, people have really begun to trust and believe in Ithala. And in certain areas, people would never talk of another institution other than Ithala, because they know that it was there for them when nobody else was.
Ithala Bank owns a lot of property, and you use this to leverage economic activity and economic prosperity. Could you tell us how you do this?
Yeah, our property portfolio is, we used to call it, our cash cow, basically, because that's where we have our industrial estates. We have a number of, industries that occupy, our factories and the various industrial estates that we have. We have mini factories. We've got shopping centers in most remote areas. That we've got 22 shopping centers. To be precise, throughout this province. One, they provide employment, but also they have brought these shopping centers closer to people, rather than people having to go to long distances to various cities. So the property portfolio, as we say, through the rentals that we get from the occupants, that's where we generate a lot of our income.
Could you please tell us some of your major successes over the years? What are those successes and achievements that you are most proud of as Ithala Bank today?
We believe that we've actually been successful in achieving in terms of our mandate, because we have, empowered people economically. We've also been able to create jobs in the province. And we have also made it possible for people in very remote areas to be able to find employment, because some of these industrial areas that we're talking about are in areas that you would never think of. They are in remote areas, but we've managed to bring in investors from other countries that have created job opportunities for people. For instance, there's one in Ezakeni. That is towards Ladysmith, and we've got another one in Wasatebe. Those are our biggest industrial estates. They have various industries that operate from those areas, and we have then in a way contributed to economic empowerment of those people.